Okay, so from now you are under arrest on suspicion of harassment.
For what?
As my colleague has described, because you I have reason to believe you are the male that's been reported.
What makes you believe that?
To have been going into the hotel. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned.
You're making a big mistake.
Put your hands out your pockets for me, please.
You're making
turn the cameras off now because you are under arrest.
Yeah, you're making a big
Turn the
mistake.
cameras off now, you are under arrest.
Hiya folks, it's the Laughing Auditor here and I'm coming to you from this location. I am in Surrey, ladies and gentlemen. I've just come from Guildford, just 5 minutes down the road, and you've got the Surrey Police HQ.
I don't know what Surrey Police have done to deserve this. Maybe somebody could let me know. The reference to Guildford is to the visit I covered in the previous video. He's now going to turn up at the police headquarters.
I've got a very nosy up here.
As you can see, there's a barrier to the premises. He then wanders around a bit and eventually talks for a while with a friendly lady who does express concern at his presence.
Because we got some sensitive stuff going on up here.
Oh,
Don't know why you're filming me for.
What sensitive stuff?
Well, it's police, isn't it?
Right.
The Laughing Auditor doesn't seem very impressed with that explanation. I'm still not clear what purpose is served by him recording this or broadcasting this lady's face without blurring her out, or what the whole point of all this is. He's clearly on private property.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah?
Maybe.
What do you mean, maybe?
I don't know. I'm just taking your word for it. I don't know what's going on up here.
Well, since it's the headquarters complex of Surrey Police, I should think that what's going on up there is police officers doing their police work. What else should there be?
What's the issue?
Are you an auditor or something?
What's an auditor?
Oh, well, if you don't know what an auditor is, then you're obviously not one.
For me, this is confusing because, as you can see, he calls himself the Laughing Auditor. He doesn't call himself the Laughing Clown, maybe he should, or the Laughing Photographer, or the Laughing Brain Surgeon. He calls himself the Laughing Auditor. I wonder why he would lie.
Okay.
You don't want any help?
No, I'm alright.
Or on anything at all?
No, I've just been nosy.
You're just nosy?
Yeah.
Just taking people's registrations and things, are you?
Pretty much, yeah. What's the issue with that?
Allow me to interject and explain what the issues are with that. First, as the ICO have confirmed, car registration plates are personal data if combined with other information that, taken together, can identify an individual. The auditor is processing personal data by capturing and broadcasting people's facial images at an identifiable location, along with car registration plates and other personal data. Therefore, he is a data controller, yet he's not registered with the ICO as required by law. He's also trespassing on police premises at this point. It is the headquarters complex of the police, and he's not a genuine visitor or journalist with a legitimate reason for being there. He has no proper business there. He's just there to cause trouble.
Well, that's people's personal property, isn't it?
DVLA owns the registration plates, I believe.
Registration plates are not owned by the DVLA. They're owned by the vehicle keeper, and there is nothing to stop a vehicle keeper from making his own registration plate, as long as it bears a registration number issued by the DVLA and meets all the statutory requirements. It is the case, however, that the DVLA can confiscate a registration plate that doesn't conform with their requirements. Usually the power is exercised by the police. This is typically done because the registration number, officially known as the Vehicle Registration Mark or VRM, does not conform with the requirements set out in the Road Vehicles Display of Registration Marks Regulations 2001. Anyway, all that is beside the point. The point is that the ICO have confirmed that a VRM is personal data when it can be combined with other information to identify an individual. This is because Article 4 of the UK GDPR defines personal data as follows. Personal data means any information relating to an identified or identifiable natural person, Data subject. An identifiable natural person is one who can be identified directly or indirectly, in particular by reference to an identifier such as a name, an identification number, location data, an online identifier, or to one or more factors specific to the physical, physiological, genetic, mental, economic, cultural, or social identity of that natural person. In other words, and to simplify all that, personal data is anything from which a natural person could be identifiable. Since an individual could be identifiable from a VRM, it is personal data. For instance, to give a basic example, somebody may see an auditing video and recognise a registration number from their neighbour, and then putting two and two together, they realise that their neighbour must have visited a certain place or works at or has something to do with a certain place. In this case, potentially the Laughing Auditor is recording number plates at a specific location that has something to do with the police. Criminals could decide to analyse his footage of various police premises to see if vehicle registrations match up with people they know or are acquainted with, and they may also have illicit access to DVLA records to run checks on people. Obviously, it's unavoidable that any photographer or vlogger will capture car registrations, but most photographers and vloggers aren't auditors. In other words, they don't have the aim of causing mischief and trouble for the sake of making a watchable video.
You didn't ask me for my name.
What's your name?
Oh, I don't give out my personal information.
Well, you give out everybody else's. He then stands outside this building for a while, for some reason. Again, I don't know what the point is. Probably just an attempt to wind them up and get them to come out. It looks like a house, but I think it probably does serve as an office. He then has another wander round, no doubt hoping to provoke someone else. Then the lady turns up again, obviously still concerned about his behaviour. No doubt she has reported his presence on site to the right people.
You alright? You okay?
She's holding a camera. She's obviously going to record him.
Yeah, I just wanted to
That's
take a photo.
not a problem.
Yeah.
Just don't delete it, please, because I will request it. You need to comply with GDPR, if you don't mind.
Are you gonna let me have what you've been filming?
I'm not bound by GDPR.
Sorry?
I'm not bound by GDPR.
Actually, you are. All of these auditors are. They are processing personal data, and it is not purely personal or household activity as defined in Recital 18 of the UK GDPR, so they don't benefit from an exemption. Some of them try to claim the other exemption, which is for journalism, which is in Part 5 of Schedule 2 of the Data Protection Act 2018. The irony of this is that I was the one who drew their attention to this exemption in the first place. Without me, they would not have known about it, but it's obvious that none of them have read it. Had they done, they would know that the exemption is for journalism, which none of them are doing. Just calling yourself a journalist or citizen journalist is obviously not enough. And furthermore, it is not a blanket exemption. You still have to comply with Regulation 2 and register yourself with the ICO, amongst other requirements that still apply. Like almost all auditors, I'm struggling to think of an exception actually. The Laughing Auditor's ignorance of the law is profound, yet he claims to be an auditor, though on this occasion he seems reluctant to admit it for some reason. The title auditor would imply someone who knows the law relevant to the activity being audited. This man does not, so on what basis is he an auditor? How can you audit official understanding of photography rights when you don't even understand trespass? How can you audit official understanding of data protection when you don't even understand data protection yourself? It's a puzzle, but auditors seem to believe that the law is this pesky and inconvenient thing that other people should comply with while they do as they please.
What are you saying I am?
Yes, because you
Well, it
work,
works both
you work
ways.
for the police. No, it doesn't actually.
In this case, it does actually, Mr. Auditor.
You need to read up on GDPR law.
She doesn't need to read up on data protection. It's you who needs to be reading up on it. Certainly you should do that before you go round purporting to audit other people. That interaction ends and he goes back to filming these buildings. We're still on police land. No doubt that lady has alerted the right people and officers do come along soon to deal with him. Eventually, he decides to walk through the barriers you saw earlier towards the police headquarters itself. This is not meant for the public. He clearly shouldn't be there. He's obviously wandering around buildings where people are working, and it's the police, so it will be sensitive business being conducted. It's inevitable that eventually somebody confronts him.
Excuse me. You're trespassing inside police property.
Am I?
I would say so, yes.
You're actually on Surrey police property.
Oh, it's open to the public. I just walked in.
This rubbish that I've refuted time and time again, just because somewhere is physically accessible, it does not follow that it is open to the public. It is still private property and you are trespassing. That is the law. Most schools are physically accessible without barriers or locks to keep people out, but it doesn't follow that any strange person can just wander in and have a look round. It's just absurd. I do understand the point that potentially an urban explorer or journalist could go there and have a wander round for the purpose of exploring or journalism, but it would still be trespass, it would still not be permitted in law, and that person would have to answer for his or her actions, even if it was just a rebuke from a police officer or staff member with a demand that he or she leave. The problem with auditors is that they're going onto property with the intention of manufacturing a dispute, or trouble or discord, and they won't leave when asked, won't accept what the law says. Remember that I don't decide what the law says, I'm just telling you. And they won't take responsibility for their actions. And the reason for all this is that they want to manufacture conflict and drama. Auditing is an astroturf movement. It's not about photography rights. It's about earning money for the auditor.
This isn't open to the public. There are public right-of-ways through here.
Right.
But this isn't. You need to go back out to the barrier.
Alright, I'll go when I'm done.
You can't. You're trespassing.
Again, that must be the second or third time he's been informed that he's trespassing. Note that the officer is being calm, professional and reasonable.
I'm not trespassing.
You are trespassing on Surrey police property.
No, I'm not trespassing.
You've passed the curtilage of Surrey police.
Right.
You are now on their property. You are trespassing.
Right, but to be trespassing, a few things need to happen, and none of them have happened as of yet.
You explain to me what you understand of trespassing.
I'm not here to help you with your job. Plus, trespassing is a civil matter.
It is a civil matter, but that doesn't make it okay. There are still consequences. Further, as I've explained time and again, aggravated trespass is a criminal matter. In my view, virtually every auditor, including this one, who commits trespass is also committing an aggravated trespass. Look here at the requirements of the offence of aggravated trespass. It only requires an intent to disrupt, obstruct or intimidate. He's doing at least two of those things right now, and his intention is evidenced by his own YouTube content.
Like, police have no jurisdiction over trespassing whatsoever.
They do here, even if it stays a civil matter, because it's police premises, so any staff member or officer can enforce the laws against trespass and ultimately physically eject you from the premises.
Restricted area, which is Surrey Police Headquarters.
Okay.
You need to leave the premises.
Yeah, I'll go when I'm done. I'm almost finished.
Okay. We're not going any further onto the premises, and I've asked you to leave, okay?
You didn't ask me to leave though, did you?
I'm asking you to leave the premises.
So now you're asking me to leave.
Okay, would you mind leaving the premises, please, sir?
I'll go when I'm ready.
He wasn't asked to leave. Let's just watch it through again.
Excuse me. You're trespassing on Surrey Police property.
Am I?
You're actually on Surrey Police property.
Oh, it's open to the public. I just walked in.
This isn't open to the public. There are public right-of-ways through here.
Right.
But this isn't. You need to go back out to the barrier.
I think you, the Laughing Auditor, are a wind-up merchant.
Yeah. Do you mind identifying yourself, please?
Can
Can you identify yourself as well, please?
There is no requirement on these men to identify themselves. So far, the auditor is not being detained for a search and he is not under arrest. But they do go ahead and identify themselves anyway.
And you're based here?
Yeah, what's the ETA for the next unit male refusing to leave Surrey Police HQ? And
I'm not-
Trotter 40120.
And you're based here as well?
Yeah.
I'm not refusing to leave. I said I'll go when I'm almost done.
Okay, fine.
You clearly are refusing to leave, and a continued failure to leave will be construed as a refusal to do so.
I need you to leave now.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
You seemed a bit angry.
This is where the Laughing Auditor starts his argumentative routine and accusing the person dealing with him of being upset or agitated or angry, even if, as is the case here, nothing could be further from the truth. He's been dealt with calmly and professionally.
No, I'm not angry at all, mate.
you sure?
Yeah, I'm not an angry type of person.
I come in peace.
That seems to have become a catchphrase of his. It's a bit cringeworthy. It's plain to me that his audits follow a blueprint that involves needling people. Far from coming in peace, he's coming to do battle.
Yeah, so do we.
I can assure you that.
Mate, we haven't even got a stab vest on, we've got 2 radios.
Yeah, you don't need a stab vest. You're all right. But I'm just here to do my nosy. But I just walked in. There's no signs of barriers.
Yeah, unfortunately, you've got the main barrier that goes across. There isn't a pedestrian barrier there. as such,
Yeah.
because we do have a right of way down the bottom, but not at the top.
But that
But
makes
the
it
right of way
public.
at the bottom then leads you round past the perimeter fence. This bit, unfortunately, is within.
Right. Can I just
however-
cut through to the bottom then?
No.
Yeah, well, like, it makes it publicly accessible then. Like, I'm sort of
Yeah,
not-
but it doesn't mean you have a public right of way though.
Well, it does. If I just walked in, I didn't breach any barriers or gates.
I don't know if the Laughing Auditor is being deliberately disingenuous or is just stupid. But anyway, putting all that aside, did you just see it then, the reflection in the window? The Laughing Auditor, wearing sunglasses and masking his face? Imagine that you're at work and you have to confront a trespasser who's dressed up like that. What's your reaction going to be? How are you going to deal with it? These are the questions that auditors and their supporters ought to ask themselves. This is not just an ordinary photographer on site. This is somebody who's dressed in that manner, who is obviously likely to cause great concern.
You've walked past a barrier point though.
Yeah, for cars. I'm a pedestrian.
Okay, same thing. Okay.
It's not the same thing.
It is the same thing. You're on private property, full stop. You're being asked to leave, and your failure to leave amounts to a refusal to do so.
Not the same,
Well,
as
it is.
not the same as a car. Come on, man.
Okay.
Like, I've
You
got,
get what
I've
I'm
got two
saying.
legs, not four wheels.
I'm
Like,
not here to argue with you.
You know,
Okay,
like-
you just need to leave the premises, and I've asked you nicely to leave.
Once again, he is asked to leave.
did you ask me nicely? So I came up, trespassing. Like,
Makes no difference, but in point of fact, you've been dealt with by a calm and professional police officer.
Okay. When people come on that aren't members of Surrey police staff or invited guests, etc., obviously we get turned out of the control room to come and stop people just walking onto our site. I've now asked you to leave, and I'm doing it as politely as I can do.
can I ask you what will happen if I don't?
Well, we've got other officers coming to deal with you, because obviously I need to get back to my day job, and so does he.
Yeah, by all means.
And they will make the decision what's going to happen to you. But at the moment, I'm asking you to leave.
You're right. Okay.
From Surrey Police Property.
Here's what should happen. They should arrest him for aggravated trespass, confiscate his equipment, prosecute him, and obtain a criminal behaviour order to stop him auditing anywhere else.
I appreciate that, but as I say, publicly accessible. I just walked in. I didn't see any signs.
But we can walk that way,
it
and
was
we can go
private.
back out, and I can show you where the curtilage of the property is.
I don't need to be escorted. I'm okay. I'm a big boy. I can sort of take care of myself.
Given the auditor's refusal to leave, they then chit-chat about various things for a few minutes while they wait for backup officers. They do have a pleasant conversation, to be fair, but remember in all this what the Laughing Auditor is doing. He's diverting officers from their duties, which is an offence of obstruction under Section 89(2) of the Police Act 1996. The officer at some point explains the site boundaries to him.
I've just had my boss on the phone.
Yeah.
So our boundary is this fence line. So you can actually go the other side of that fence, and you can do the whole of the outskirts, and it takes you. It goes right round where the helicopter can land and stuff.
Is it right?
Quite
Okay.
beautiful, and it
Yeah.
brings you out down the bottom,
Does it right? Okay.
Yeah.
Where does the helicopter land?
down on the bottom field.
How do I get there? Just follow it
So
round.
if you follow the outside of the fence line, just follow it down. It
Yeah,
goes down a
so
steep
there's a-
hill,
Right, okay.
and then you can see it in as you go round, and then it
So
kind of.
literally this fence line here.
Yeah, so you go the
Everything
other
other
side of it.
side's fair game then.
So the other side of it, from what I've just been told,
Mm-hmm.
that is our boundary. Even though some of that property is ours, the other side. This is the main boundary, the other side of that fence.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I've run it across country. We used to do cross country, and you go down through. It's like a nice wooded area, but it's right next to the fence line. It goes round. You'll see the old building from the outside. Go down a hill, then round a dog training field, and you'll be on the outside of it. And then you'll see there's like a H in the ground, which the helicopter's landed a few
okay.
times before. And then
Alright.
it brings you out down the bottom.
I'll go and have a nosy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate
What's
you.
your name, sorry, man?
I don't give him a name.
That's all right.
Yeah, I appreciate you asking. No, nice try. You know, but
I was
no,
only
like,
asking first time. I don't need a surname.
I'll go and have a wee nosy. Thank you for being professional.
That's all right.
I appreciate that. Look,
I
goes
never been
goes
in the job
goes
long enough.
goes a
I
long.
find it not being
Yeah,
professional with people.
it goes a long way with me. So normally, if I
Just
would,
so you're aware,
yeah.
anything obviously the other side of the fence line is Surrey
Yeah.
Police property.
Yeah.
And the barriers down the bottom. I know there's not one across the pedestrian bit, but obviously,
we're down that way.
yeah, there's other barriers down the bottom. But we'll walk you around. I'll show you.
I
I'll show you the
don't
footpath.
need to go walk around. That's okay. I'll find my own way.
I'm just making sure there's still a footpath there.
I can't have you. It's a bit of a rule of mine. Like,
Alright, well, I'll watch you go the
you
other side
you
of it.
take my word for it, and I won't disappoint you. All right.
No worries.
I'll go back this way.
Yeah, if you follow that like greeny fence kind
Yeah.
of thing round,
I will do.
you should be alright.
Now I'm on the other side of the fence, so we should be okay. All right. Have a nice day. Yeah.
Alright, thank you, mate.
I just want to get rid of him. I'll be going back in. You think I'm not then? think I'm not going back in, and he's sadly mistaken.
And he does go back in. He does not keep his word. Of course, he returns to police premises hoping to find another victim. Eventually, the officers who had been called to attend earlier catch up with him.
Yeah. Hello. How you doing? Okay. Thanks for letting me know.
That's all right. I believe you spoke to my colleague a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I spoke to a couple of people. Yeah.
About not being on the site was one thing.
Oh no, he showed me the boundary.
Okay.
He showed me the boundary, and I went for a walk around the boundary, and I came back, and then yeah, that was it.
We'll see where my colleague's camera is also activated. Okay.
Alright, thanks for letting me know.
They're possibly about to turn their cameras on.
Yeah,
Okay.
why so many police officers? What's the issue?
We'll get into that now. So, can I confirm your name, please, sir?
Unless I'm legally obliged to give my name, I won't provide it.
Okay, my colleague needs to have a little quick chat with you now.
Yeah.
Okay, so my name's PC Allen, 42814 Police Station. Alright, I have reason to believe that you are the male that has been done for, that has...
If you believe you've attended Lakeside Hotel in Camberley,
It's
or
not
Surrey
me.
Heath.
I don't know where that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have reason to believe you attended Lakeside Hotel
Okay.
in Surrey Heath on more than one occasion, causing harassment towards security staff
I've
there.
never been there at all. I don't even know where that is.
Okay.
First time in Surrey, to be honest.
First time in Surrey. This auditor lives in London, and here is Surrey on a map in relation to Greater London. I don't live anywhere near London, and even I've been to Surrey. Anybody who travels south from London would have been through Surrey in all likelihood. It's a bit like someone from Manchester saying he's never been to Cheshire. Rather unlikely. Furthermore, the allegation of harassment of a business sounds very much like the kind of conduct that an auditor would commit. Maybe on this occasion it's not him, it's somebody else, but don't expect me to sympathise with him.
Okay.
So
I've got one more thing to say to you now from that moment on, okay?
okay.
Okay, so from now you are under arrest
For
on suspicion of harassment,
for what?
as my colleague has described, because you, I have reason to believe you are the male that has been reported
What makes you believe that?
to have been going into the hotel. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned.
You're making a big mistake.
Put your hands out your pockets for me, please.
Anything you
Can you
can
turn the
say
cameras off now because you are
may
under
be
arrest.
given in
You're making a
Can you
big
turn the
mistake.
cameras off now? You are under arrest.
Even if they are making a mistake, you certainly deserve to be arrested. It's about time.
No, I'm not going to touch
well,
anything.
we're gonna
yeah. I'm not hostile or anything. I was very polite with your
Okay, yeah, but you
colleagues.
won't turn the cameras off.
You're making a big mistake.
Put your hands out your pockets for me, please.
Anything you
Can you
can
turn the
say
cameras off now because you are
may
under
be
arrest.
given in
You're making a
Can
big
you turn the
mistake.
cameras off now? You are under arrest.
No, I'm not going to
Okay,
touch
well,
anything.
we're going to
Yeah. I'm not hostile or anything. I was very polite with your
Okay,
colleagues.
yeah, but you won't turn the cameras off.
Yeah.
Turn off. How's the camera turned off? I don't want to break it.
I reserve the right to remain silent, please.
Okay.
Okay, so the arrest is necessary for a prompt and effective investigation.
I'm not hostile. I'm not being aggressive. I was perfectly polite with your colleagues. This is
Yeah, I've been
completely...
I'm not saying I've been hostile, but you're refusing to turn the cameras off like we've asked you to.
I'm just reserving my right to remain silent. I'm not going to interfere with anything at this moment in time.
To be fair, and regardless of what he has or has not done, I actually don't blame him for not turning his cameras off. I'd probably do the same. While I have no sympathy for him whatsoever, and I would gladly see him locked up, refusing to switch off the cameras is probably a good idea.
So I don't know what's going on. I've never been to any hotel that you're talking about.
So you say, but even if it is nothing to do with you, what about all the other things you've just been doing?
It's definitely not me. I can assure you that. I don't
is just take a step forward.
I don't film hotels. All right.
Again, to be fair to the Laughing Auditor, it is true, as he says, that migrant hotels, if that's what this is, are not something he covers on his channel.
And how is there a way we can clear this up, that I can prove my identity to get me de-arrested?
What is your name, sir?
Will that have me de-arrested? Because it's not me that does a hotel. I don't do hotels. I can show you my YouTube channel. I don't cover hotels. I don't do immigration stuff.
Okay,
that's not my channel.
That's right. It's on suspicion at the moment, but we can confirm you've got any idea and you confirm your name.
It's in my car.
Okay. You prepared to tell us your name?
I can give you my name. Yeah. Will I get de-arrested when you realise it's not me?
If you're not the person we think we're looking for, then yeah.
My name's
What's your last?
And you know to police for anything at all, we're going to find you on our systems basically. Or...
You'll find it on there. Yeah.
Okay, well, you're on there.
What I'm going to ask you to do, I'm just going to ask you to take your bag off, just so I can search your back.
Of course,
right?
yeah.
So I'm just going to let go of your arm.
Yeah.
Right?
Just keep relaxed. I'm not going to be hostile or aggressive or anything. I understand you probably hear that all the time, but you've definitely got the wrong person. No, that's all I can say.
What we'll do is we'll run through this.
Yeah.
Colleagues will check you out, and then we'll take it from there. Right? If you're not the person we're after, we'll de-arrest and go from there. Right?
It's definitely not me.
Is that the back of the?
That's the back of the GoPro strap.
Right. Okay.
You've definitely got the wrong person, guys. I don't do hotels. It's not my cup of tea.
You do trespass at police stations and police buildings, though, and waste the time of police officers quite a lot, don't you? Some people, especially those who don't like the police, will say, well, so what? But there are people in Surrey who need the police, and every minute that they waste on this idiot is another minute not spent with somebody who actually needs them, somebody who may be in peril. There are only so many police officers and resources are finite. Just something to think about. Auditors don't seem to feel guilty about it. In this case, maybe it is a mistake and the hotel suspect is not him, but don't forget that he turned up here and trespassed and refused to leave, and the police have put 2 and 2 together about him.
I've got your insulin pump, and is it vape juice in here as well, is it?
Yeah, and there's a nose spray as well for my sinuses.
Okay, is that the other, the small
little bottle, yeah.
What I'll do is, I'll take everything out, I'll leave your insulin pump in there. Alright, so I might just have to slightly hold it. Just so
Can you guys just identify yourselves all formally, please? Because I don't think I've got any of your IDs. Look.
Yeah, that's right. It'll be all in the reports anyway, but my name's PC and I'm 42308.
And you're based here?
So I'm based out of Guildford.
Guildford. And yourself?
I'm PC 42752 Riley, and I'm also based from Guildford as well.
And yourself, miss?
PC Allen 42814 from Guildford.
Alright, okay. You had to think about it.
I did have to think about it.
So, your insulin pump's back in that pocket.
Yeah.
Alright, so what I'll do is, if you just turn...
They stand around now and conduct a personal search of him, presumably while someone else makes inquiries about him to establish if he is the person they're looking for. Shouldn't they be arresting him anyway for aggravated trespass?
This is going to get resolved here and now, because you've got the wrong person, and the longer it goes on, the worse it's going to get, because I will file civil claims against the police for this.
Of course, which is your real payday, isn't it? The police arresting you for the wrong thing is the ideal outcome for you. What really needs to happen, as I explained in my review of the Laughing Auditor's other Surrey video, is that auditors are arrested and prosecuted for the right things. What really needs to happen, as I explained in my review of the Laughing Auditor's other Surrey video, is that auditors are arrested and prosecuted for the right things. That is what they really fear, auditors having operated pretty much in a consequence-free bubble so far. They fear the consequences that the courts could hand out to them if the police and CPS pursued them competently.
That's fine.
No, like, you haven't given me any grounds for the arrest. You just said that you think it's me, but no
so
reason.
My colleague that's just over there.
You were given grounds for the arrest, which were that you match the description of somebody, and I would think your behaviour on site as a trespasser and refusing to leave doesn't help matters for you and can only add to the suspicion, meaning the officers were confronted with a description matching that of the hotel suspect and behaviour matching the suspect as well. Pretty good grounds, I would say.
Just explained prior to your arrest the grounds of what's been alleged to have happened with a person that's been identified to be you.
Yeah,
so that's our grounds for your
How
arrest.
have I been identified as that person?
At the moment, we're just trying to
like,
saying that to someone else. We're just trying to confirm that.
Okay.
That's what it is.
That's right. So I'm just going to take this off just so I can undo...
You need to take my jacket off. It goes over my head, yeah.
Okay, fine. I was just looking at the clip there.
Yeah, no, it goes over my head, so I'll help.
That's fine. I'll take that off. Let's just take it from that side. What is it? Just some...
Oh, that's a fab gel.
Gel, fine.
For fab gel, yeah.
Okay.
Identifier spray.
Ah, cool. No,
you heard of it?
Yeah. I haven't. But
you not know. Cool. There you go. First time for everything.
Well, there's a pop it in there as well, just because it means we've got all your kind of property all in the same place.
Farb gel, legal to buy, have and carry, but major doubt over the legality of its use in my view. They continue with the search of his person. Eventually, the other two officers who were making inquiries return.
Might be a misunderstanding, in which case we apologise for that. We're just trying to find out now.
Yeah,
okay?
It's definitely not me, my friend, I can assure you. I don't, like, check my channel out, I'd never do hotels. Like,
that's fine.
I've done an immigration centre once about a year and a half ago, and that's pretty much the extent of it. I don't really jump on that. But I do police stations, I do job centres and councils.
Okay.
That's pretty much. And then I'm based in London, so I do a lot of embassies in London.
Oh, it's all local there, aren't they?
But yeah, I don't. Hotels not my thing.
Awesome.
It's your first time in Surrey today, did you say?
Yeah.
Quite close to London, surprising you've not been down here more often.
No, it's just too much going on elsewhere.
But London's full of everything, isn't it, I suppose?
More standing around and waiting and idle chit-chat. They then realise that he's not the person they're looking for.
Arrested? Probably London, I think.
London? No,
yeah.
Okay. That might be a bit of an issue, just because the way police systems work, they don't always communicate and talk to each other, so...
Sorted?
Yes.
Right.
Effectively.
Okay, thank you. Am I de-arrested?
You are now de-arrested. I apologise for misunderstanding. The information we had was...
It's a bit of a joke though, like, I'm not unreasonable.
You're not unreasonable. I beg to differ. Trespass, aggravated trespass, obstruction of police, harassment, in that he broadcasts people's faces online after recording them without their consent, which completes a course of conduct, repeated breaches of data protection, failure to register as a data controller. If that's not unreasonable, I dread to think what is. He may not have been the person they were looking for in relation to the hotel, but what about his behaviour right under their noses on police premises? Some people will say the police have priorities, but surely deterring people from trespassing on police premises and taking up the time of multiple staff and police officers is a priority. An over-focus on reactive priorities is not working in tackling auditing. What is needed is a strategic approach in which the law is applied firmly and consistently for the purpose of deterring this behaviour, whether it happens on police premises or it involves bullying innocent working people who are just trying to earn a living. It has to stop.
If
you'd come up and had a conversation, this would never have happened.
That's interesting because it prompts me to ask, what sort of conversation should the police have with somebody who is disguising his face with a mask and sunglasses and trespassing on police premises while recording vehicles, number plates and buildings with a camera, and is doing this for the purpose of manufacturing trouble and discord?
Now I'm going to have to put complaints in about all these, because again, you still haven't told me the actual, like, you just said that I might have been this person. Like, what was the description you were given?
If he wants to put in a complaint, let him, but it seems to me that the officers had adequate grounds to arrest him. Apart from anything else, he'd just been trespassing on police premises. I would say it was an aggravated trespass, and he was behaving suspiciously, and he was not going to reveal his identity voluntarily, so the only way to establish who he was would be to make the arrest and then make further inquiries.
There's no information come from you guys whatsoever. Like, you just said there was a description. Can I get my bag in that, please?
Yeah. There you go. Give you a minute to get all your stuff in.
And I need you. I need his ID as well. So, what was the description? Like, can I have some information, please? Because you've just arrested me. You've literally, like, albeit you didn't put me in handcuffs, which I appreciate. But it's. I need a card number as well. Because this is not really acceptable as far as I'm concerned.
No,
like,
that's fine. Bear with me 2 minutes and I'll try and get you those details for you.
1 second. Sorry, pal, 1 second.
That's fine.
Yeah. Is that everything? Yeah.
It sounds like he's going to turn this into a civil claim. I've got something to say to the Laughing Auditor and his solicitors. Any claims you put forward to the court will be put under scrutiny. I'll just leave it at that for now.
That's everything I've got.
So it seems like it was, you've just used it as an excuse because I was nosing around your headquarters.
I agree. The police should have arrested him for aggravated trespass, which is the offence he actually committed, or they could have made use of Section 50 of the Police Reform Act and demanded his name and address under threat of arrest on the basis that he was believed to be committing antisocial behaviour. The failure of police officers to simply apply the law in these situations remains a puzzle to me. No wonder auditing has gone on for so long. That being said, just because it's likely that there was an oblique motive for this arrest doesn't follow that it's an unlawful arrest. It seems to me that, on the face of it, they had proper grounds to arrest him, even if it was ultimately a case of mistaken identity.
Look, as I said...
Were you the arresting officer?
I was the arresting officer. Information given to my colleagues.
Yeah, you know,
okay, and as...
How long have you been a police officer, if you don't mind me asking?
Pardon?
How long have you been a police officer?
I am relatively new to the force, but that doesn't make any difference.
You're going to find yourself in trouble. Right? It's going to make a big difference.
I think it's high time the Laughing Auditor found himself in trouble.
You've infringed my rights. Like, you've literally detained my time. Like,
just in case any of you were wondering, the Hollywood film will star Tom Hanks. I've heard he does a pretty good Scottish accent, and I've approached his agent. I'm having a bit of trouble with it because I like to play hard to get. Tom likes the role and he's keen, but I'm having to talk him down on the fee. I won't pay more than 10 million, even if this is going to be a blockbuster. Persecuted will tell the story of John Hunter, a brave citizen journalist who was arrested and tortured by 4 evil police officers who just picked on him at random because he looked like somebody who was wanted by the police. They persecuted John, but he was undeterred. With the help of his lawyer, they fought for justice.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yes, I suppose you're right, Michael. I'm getting carried away. I just don't like the way that the police are bullying my John. Anyway, but the serious point is that being arrested by mistake under these circumstances is not a complaint, it's an inconvenience, and it's certainly not a claim. It only becomes a claim if you actually suffer some injury or financial damage or mental distress or real injustice. This man, John Hunter, has not suffered at the hands of the police. They have been unfailingly professional and polite to him in virtually every situation he has encountered them in his guise as a bully called the Laughing Auditor, including in this situation. No injustice has been done to him. A mistake was made, it lasted a few minutes, he was treated well and allowed to go on his way. This is despite his own disgraceful behaviour that day as a trespasser on police premises, for which he could have been arrested for the offence of aggravated trespass, which is to say nothing about all the police time and resources he's wasted. He can put in a complaint, but it's a genuine mistake of the kind that is made every day and is just part and parcel of life. This man is a narcissist who wants to put himself in situations where he can portray himself as a victim of authority while he's bullying people from behind a camera. The police do commit abuses and mistreat people sometimes, and when that happens, there should be justice and compensation for those people. Those are the cases that solicitors who specialise in complaints against the police should focus their attention on. Not on rogues who deliberately provoke situations for the purpose of putting in claims and complaints. That's just fraud. And this situation does not provide the basis of a genuine complaint or claim. These officers were simply doing their duty. They did so courteously, and he was released quickly, and they apologised to him repeatedly.
Absolute joke. I will see you in a professional standards investigation, and I will be taking your force to a civil claim.
Just consider all the time, manpower and resources of Surrey Police that this man, John Hunter, aka the Laughing Auditor, has now wasted and will waste on a silly complaint over a genuine mistake for which he received an immediate and prompt apology after trespassing on Surrey Police premises and refusing to leave, despite again being dealt with calmly and professionally by an officer with impeccable manners and friendliness. Is this auditing, or is it really just time wasting?